Have you ever wondered who really owns your data when you're online? Right now, massive corporations like Facebook and Google are the gatekeepers of the internet, profiting from your activity while you barely get a say. But what if I told you that the internet is about to change forever, and you could finally be in control? Welcome to Web3, the future of the internet. It all started with Web 1. Think of Web 1 as a library, the early days of the internet where you could only read information. It was like flipping through a book online. No interaction, no sharing, just browsing. Then came Web 2, the internet we know today. Social media, e-commerce, and apps. Web 2 allowed you to interact, sharing photos, buying products, or streaming videos. But here's the catch. Companies like Facebook, Google, and Amazon control everything. They own the platforms, your data, and honestly, your online life. Web 3 is here to flip the script. Imagine owning your data, controlling your online identity, and earning real value through the content you create, all powered by blockchain technology. It's like a co-op where you are not just a user, you're also an owner. Web 3 removes the middlemen, giving you control over your data, money, and even online identity. What if your favorite artist didn't need Spotify to earn money? What if your personal data wasn't sold to the highest bidder? With Web 3, you're not just online, you're in charge. So, how does Web 3 actually work? And what can you do with it today? Don't worry, I'll show you how this game-changing technology is already reshaping the internet. Now that you know what Web 3 is, let me introduce myself. I'm the Web 3 investor, and my mission is to guide you through the exciting world of Web 3. My journey began with a simple question. How can we create an internet that empowers individuals over corporations? Since then, I've been exploring blockchain technology, decentralized finance, and Web 3 investments to uncover opportunities and make them accessible to everyone. If you're curious about Web 3 or ready to dive in, this channel is for you. I'll simplify complex ideas and share actionable insights to help you succeed in this space. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and join a growing community of Web 3 pioneers as we unlock the future of the internet. Imagine you're using Instagram to share photos. Instagram decides if your content gets seen, collects all your data, and even profits from it through ads. You get nothing but likes and followers. Now picture a platform where you own your photos and even earn money every time someone uses them. No middlemen. That's Web 3. Think about how we use the internet today. When you post a photo, make a payment, or share your thoughts online, big corporations like banks, social media platforms, or tech giants act as intermediaries. They store your data, control how it's used, and often profit from it. What do you get in return? Limited control and no transparency. Web 3 changes all of that. At its core, Web 3 is about decentralization and empowerment. Imagine a world where you don't need a bank to send money or a social media platform to share your content. Weird, right? With Web 3, blockchain technology ensures you have direct control over your data and assets. For example, instead of relying on platforms like Facebook that store and sell your personal information, Web 3 applications let you own your identity, keeping it private and secure. This isn't just about privacy. It's about creating a fairer, more transparent internet. Think of it as taking the middleman out of the equation. You interact directly with platforms, creators, and services. Whether it's making financial transactions, accessing decentralized social networks, or investing in NFTs, Web 3 puts the power back in your hands. So why does this matter to you? Because Web 3 is shaping the future of how we interact online. It's about freedom, transparency, and giving you the tools to own your digital life. Alright, now that you know what Web 3 is all about and why it is important, let's dive into the technology that's making all of this possible. Imagine a world where transactions are secure, transparent, and don't need middlemen like banks or corporations. Sounds too good to be true? Well, this is exactly what Web 3 promises, and it's all powered by a few key technologies. 1. Blockchain, the backbone of Web 3. At the heart of Web 3 is blockchain, the technology that makes everything work. Think of it like a public digital ledger where every transaction is recorded and verified by a network of computers. No one can change or tamper with it, which ensures transparency, security, and trust. Blockchain is the foundation of Web 3 because it allows us to make transactions and store data without relying on traditional centralized authorities like banks or tech companies. Let's say you send money to a friend. In the traditional system, a bank verifies the transaction. But with blockchain, the entire network validates it, meaning no one can alter or interfere with the process. 2. Smart contracts, self-executing agreements. Next up, we have smart contracts, digital contracts that automatically execute when certain conditions are met. They're like the digital version of a vending machine. You put in the right amount of money and the machine releases the snack. No human intervention needed. Imagine you want to sell a product. In Web3, a smart contract could automatically transfer ownership of the product to the buyer once they make the payment. There's no need for a middleman to handle the transaction, making it faster, cheaper, and more secure. 3. Decentralized finance, DeFi. Now let's talk about decentralized finance, DeFi, a game changer in the financial world. In traditional finance, banks, brokers, and other intermediaries control your transactions, investments, and loans. But with DeFi, all these services are offered directly through decentralized applications built on blockchain. This means you can lend, borrow, and trade without going through a bank. Imagine you want to borrow money. Instead of going to a bank, you could borrow from someone directly using a decentralized lending platform, all powered by smart contracts, without needing a bank to approve the loan. 4. NFTs, ownership in a digital world. Lastly, we have NFTs, non-fungible tokens. These are unique digital assets that represent ownership of a specific item or piece of content, like a piece of art, a video, or even in-game items. Let's say you buy an art piece in the form of an NFT. Unlike a regular image you can copy and paste, this NFT proves you are the true owner of the artwork, with a record of the purchase stored on the blockchain. These technologies are the building blocks of Web3, and they're already reshaping industries like finance, art, gaming, and more. Whether you're looking to make secure transactions, invest in decentralized finance, or even buy digital art, Web3 is opening up a world of new possibilities, and this is how it is actually changing the game. Now that we've covered the basics of Web3, you might be wondering, how is this actually being used? Well, Web3 isn't just a fancy buzzword. It's already transforming industries and creating new opportunities. In this section, we'll show you how Web3 is making waves in real-life applications like decentralized finance, DeFi, NFTs, and DAOs. Stay tuned, because once you see these use cases in action, you'll understand why Web3 is the future. 1. Decentralized finance, DeFi, the future of banking. Let's start with DeFi, which is one of the most exciting and powerful aspects of Web3. In traditional banking, you rely on banks to provide you with services like saving, lending, and borrowing. But with DeFi, these services are decentralized, meaning you no longer need a middleman. Instead, smart contracts and blockchain technology handle everything. Whether you're lending your crypto or borrowing, it's all done directly through decentralized applications. Take Uniswap as an example. It's a decentralized exchange that allows you to swap cryptocurrencies without relying on traditional brokers. You trade directly with others in a peer-to-peer system, making it faster, cheaper, and more transparent. 2. NFTs, ownership and value in the digital world. Next, let's talk about NFTs, which have exploded in popularity over the past few years. NFTs are unique digital assets that prove ownership of a specific item, whether that's art, music, or even virtual real estate. Unlike traditional digital content, NFTs cannot be copied or replicated. Each one is stored on the blockchain, giving you irrefutable proof that you own something valuable. Take OpenSea as an example. It's a marketplace where creators can sell their digital art directly to buyers, cutting out the middleman. This gives artists more control over their work and allows buyers to directly support them. Imagine owning a piece of digital art that nobody else can own or copy. This is what NFTs enable. 3 DAOs, community-powered decision-making. Another game-changing aspect of Web3 is DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. DAOs are a new way of organizing and managing projects or companies. Instead of a CEO or board of directors making decisions, DAOs are governed by the community. People who hold the DAO's tokens can vote on decisions, from changing the rules to allocating funds. Let's look at Aave, a popular DeFi platform. Aave has a DAO, where token holders participate in governance decisions, helping shape the future of the platform. It's a perfect example of how Web3 gives power back to the community rather than a central authority. These use cases are just the beginning. Web3 isn't just some far-off concept. It's already happening right now, and it's creating new opportunities for everyone. Whether you're looking to invest in the future of finance, Own valuable digital art? Or participate in community-driven decision-making? Web3 is the key to unlocking it all. Now, what are the benefits of Web3? Why is Web3 the future? Web3 isn't just some futuristic concept. It's already changing how we interact with the internet, finance, and digital ownership. In this section, we'll explore 3 powerful reasons why Web3 is something you need to pay attention to. 1. Security. Keeping your data safe. Imagine a world where your personal data is completely secure and immune to hackers. That's one of the biggest promises of Web3. Thanks to blockchain's encryption and decentralized nature, Web3 makes it exponentially harder for hackers to attack the system. Unlike traditional systems where your personal data is stored in one central place that's vulnerable to breaches, Web3 spreads the data across a decentralized network, making it almost impossible for anyone to compromise the system. Think about Bitcoin, for example. It's a digital currency that uses blockchain to secure transactions. Because of how blockchain works, it's far more secure than traditional banking systems, where breaches happen more frequently. 2. Ownership and control. You own your data and assets. One of the most exciting benefits of Web3 is that it gives you full control over your digital life. In Web3, you're the owner of your data, assets, and content. No more giving up control to big tech companies or third parties. Whether it's your financial transactions, digital artwork, or personal information, Web3 allows you to own and control everything. Take NFTs. They allow artists to sell their work directly to buyers without needing a gallery or agent. As a buyer, you get true ownership of the digital asset, and it's all tracked on the blockchain, ensuring you're the only one who can sell or transfer it. 3. Inclusion. Financial services for everyone. Web3 brings something truly revolutionary: inclusion. People in regions without access to traditional banking can now use decentralized applications, dApps, to access financial services through DeFi, decentralized finance. This breaks down barriers and opens up opportunities for anyone, anywhere to participate in the global economy. Imagine someone in a developing country who can't get a bank account due to lack of infrastructure. With DeFi platforms like Compound or Uniswap, they can now lend, borrow, and trade assets directly with others, without the need for a bank in the middle. So, to sum it up, Web3 isn't just a buzzword. It's about security, taking back control of your digital life, and creating a more inclusive financial system that's accessible to everyone. Web3 is changing the game, and you don't want to miss out. But even with this benefits, Web3 has also its own challenges. Is Web3 really ready for the future? Web3 is undoubtedly the future of the internet, but it's not without its challenges. In this section, we'll dive into some of the major hurdles that Web3 still faces and why they matter to you. From scalability issues to complex technology and uncertain regulations, Web3 is far from perfect, yet it's still evolving rapidly. So, let's take a closer look at these challenges and explore how they might shape the future of Web3. 1. Scalability issues. Can Web3 keep up with demand? One of the biggest challenges with Web3 right now is scalability. Scalability refers to how well a platform can handle an increasing number of users or transactions. Right now, many Web3 platforms, including blockchain networks like Ethereum, struggle to keep up with demand. This leads to higher transaction fees and slower processing times. Think about Ethereum. While it's the go-to blockchain for many decentralized applications, the network has faced serious congestion, especially when popular projects like NFTs or DeFi platforms become more active. This has caused transaction fees to skyrocket, making it less affordable for smaller users. Until Web3 platforms can scale to handle millions or even billions of users seamlessly, they'll remain limited in their potential. But don't worry, innovations like Ethereum 2.0 and Layer 2 solutions are already being developed to address this. 2. Complexity. Is Web3 too complicated for the average user? Another hurdle for Web3 is complexity. While the technology behind Web3 is groundbreaking, it can be a challenge for non-tech savvy individuals to navigate. Things like setting up cryptocurrency wallets, interacting with decentralized apps, or understanding how blockchain works can feel overwhelming. Imagine trying to use MetaMask for the first time. You need to understand private keys, gas fees, and transaction confirmations. For someone who's used to traditional banking, this can seem like a different world entirely. For Web3 to become mainstream, it needs to be as user-friendly as possible. Companies and developers are working hard to simplify the experience, but it's still a barrier for many people who are not tech experts. But lucky for you, We are here to simplify Web3 concepts just for you. If this is something you may be interested in, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for more updates. Third, regulation. Will governments get in the way? Finally, regulation is a huge question mark hanging over Web3. While blockchain and cryptocurrencies offer freedom from traditional financial systems, governments around the world are trying to figure out how to regulate them. Will they impose heavy taxes, restrict decentralized finance, or crack down on crypto-based businesses? Take China, for example, which banned cryptocurrency trading in 2021. On the other hand, El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. The difference in approaches shows how uncertain the regulatory landscape is, and it's something that could either propel or slow down Web3's growth. Until there's a clear regulatory framework, Web3 will remain in a state of flux. The challenge for investors and developers is navigating these uncertain waters while hoping that governments will establish fair and supportive regulations. What's next for Web3? These challenges might seem daunting, but don't let that discourage you. Web3 is an incredibly powerful concept, and it's evolving every day. While scalability, complexity, and regulation are real issues, the technology is improving rapidly. By understanding these challenges now, you'll be ahead of the curve when Web3 becomes fully mainstream. In this video, we've explored the revolutionary potential of Web3, but this is just the beginning. As we move forward, Web3 will continue to reshape the way we interact with the internet, finance, gaming, and even how we own and trade digital assets. While we're still in the early stages, the possibilities are endless, and in the coming months and years, we'll see unprecedented changes that could change our digital landscape forever. Now, if you think Web3 is already changing the game, wait until you see what's next. In my next video, we'll dive deep into the next big thing in Web3 that could impact your investments, your digital life, and how you engage with the world around you. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button, like the video if it was helpful, turn the notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next one.